need a little bit of wish to cleanse some of that Bears pain away, because Lord Jesus. It is on the Monday Night Football. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. APW Sports signing in for another Chicago Bears preview, as the Bears are in primetime football, as much as it pains us to do it. But the Bears are in primetime football, sitting at 4-9, still on a 7-game losing streak, to take on the 11-2 Minnesota Vikings in a rematch of a game where the Bears were this close to winning it. But they've been like that all season. But I'm not going to make this intro any longer than what it should be. So without further ado, let's dive into it. First thing we're going to talk about is this Bears offense going up against the Minnesota Vikings defense. And the Bears offensively have been kind of on the drought somewhat a little bit, especially running football, where the Bears are ranked 24th in the league in points, scoring only 19.5, but they're going up against the 6th ranked scoring defense in the NFL in the Minnesota Vikings that give up only 18.5 points a game. Now, the one thing about this Minnesota Vikings defense that I really love to watch is, number one, their blitz packages, and two, how well they defend against the run. And that is something the Bears are going to have to try to do, because last week the Bears needed to run the football, but somehow they didn't. They're going to have to be better running the football this week, even though the Minnesota Vikings up front, whether we're talking about Jerry Tillery, whether we're talking about Harrison Phillips and Jonathan Bullard and Greener on that front four of the, well, front three, I want to say, because they play a 3-4 defense. But the way that this defense has been defending the run is something very, very good, as the Minnesota Vikings rank as the 3rd ranked run defense in the NFL, and the Bears are going to have some tough sledding to do. But you are a Bears offense that cannot afford to be one-dimensional, and we've seen in the last few weeks when the Bears try to throw the football so much, it's not much success. So DeAndre Swift is going to have to be a factor. It sucks that Roschon Johnson is still questionable at the time of me recording this. Travis Homer, maybe he would have got some reps, is still questionable, but that, I think with the wide receivers the Bears have, they're going to have to manufacture ways to run the football and be physical with this Minnesota Vikings blitz packages to try to get the Bears into third and manageable situations, because with this blitz heavy defense, whether you're bringing Van Ginkel, whether it's Greener, whether it's Harrison Smith on some of those safety blitzes, whether it's Bynum on some of those safety blitzes, you are going to have to get into manageable third down situations in order to have a shot at winning this ball game on the road. So I think you're going to have to be strong in the running game if you're the Bears, even though Ryan Bates right now is sitting questionable for this ball game. We do have to see Kmet be a factor. I've always said the tight end is a young quarterback's best friend, and I will continue to say that. Kmet and Thomas Brown, and the way he schemes up this offense, is going to have to find a way to get Kmet some looks and be a bit of a security blanket in some of those blitz packages that the Vikings like to bring. Kind of have him as that safety net or that safety valve, as in, oh, he can dump off to Kmet, get a few positive yards, and keep drives moving. And another thing is the Bears offensively, something we haven't done all year, and I really need the Bears to do this in a game like this. You are going to have to start faster. No more of those first 3 series, 2-3 series, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. You are going to have to start better, whether it's a scripted first 15 plays. Get this offense in some rhythm. Get Caleb some short completions early to get his rhythm going and to get his confidence going. Get DeAndre Swift a few carries Even though run defense of Minnesota is good, you're going to have to balance it out, number one, and two, get going early to set up so much of what you can do later on in the ball game. Because we, as a Bears offense, has just not started fast all season. And I think if you are able to scheme up a way or draw up a way to start fast, I think that could be a tone setter for what this Bears offense can do against one of the better defenses in the league, even though they're not as great against the pass, ranking 29th. But the one thing that they do, the Vikings create turnovers. They are a team that creates turnovers, second in the league in turnovers. So taking care of the football is something Caleb has done over the last few weeks. He's going to have to continue to do. Whether it's getting outside of the pocket, make some quick throws, make some quick reads, and sometimes just take the sack, you're going to have to not turn the football over, especially against this defense and that likes to create takeaways, and a defense that turns the ball over and puts their offense in so much good field position, such scoring situations. You're gonna have to eliminate the element of turnovers to give yourself a better chance to pull off an upset on the road. Today's video is brought to you by Cellular C4. This is a product that I personally used before I even decided to partner with them. And the first thing I got introduced to was the energy drinks by C4. This right here is a fruit punch flavor. They have many other flavors. They have popsicle flavors that just dropped. They have Skittles, Starburst, all the type of flavors that you want. To help you get started with your day, you can wake up in the morning before you start your day and drink you one of those. And also before you get that workout in, when it's workout day, you can take you some pre-workout. To help you get the boost in your workout, all the products, 0 sugar, low calories. This is a great product to take you in your workouts and your journey on fitness to the next level. And I am happy to partner with a product that I was already using in my own personal life. And I will leave my code in the description below to save you guys 20% on your first purchase of C4, of their workouts. They even have muscle recovery to help boost after workouts. They have so many supplements and things to help you on your fitness journey, and you can get yours today in the description below. Click the link and use my code APW Sports to help you save 20%. And again, the links are in the description below, and use the code APW Sports to save you 20% on your purchase. Now, it is time to get back into the video. Now you're going to have this Bears defense against this Minnesota offense, and the Bears defensive unit has not been playing their best football over the past couple of weeks, even though this defense still ranks 10th in the NFL in scoring defense, giving up only 21.4 points a game, while this Vikings offense is one of the top scoring offenses in the league as they rank 9th, scoring 26 points a game. And we contribute that, as far as Minnesota scoring points, to the way Sam Darnold is playing, the way that Kevin O'Connell screams up ways to get open looks for Justin Jefferson, open looks for Jordan Addison, open looks for TJ Hawkinson, and Aaron Jones. He is the X factor to me in this Minnesota Vikings offense for the things that not only he does as far as running the football, but the way that he could be used as a pass-catching running back. I think he is the X factor in this Minnesota Vikings offense, as I think Kyler Gordon is an X factor in this Chicago Bears defense. Now, we still have questions to where Elijah Hicks is going to play. Jonathan Owens has been, to me, kind of so-so over the last couple of weeks. And the one thing the Bears are going to have to do in a ball game like this, which they haven't been doing too great of all year, get pressure on Sam Darnold. He still has some of those moments to where if he's under pressure, if he's a bit under duress, you can do some things as far as getting him to create turnovers, getting him to make some bad throws, getting him to make some missed reads. Get pressure on Darnold. Now, this Bears team, honestly, is not a team that likes to blitz or blitz a lot. But I think in a ball game like this, you're going to have to take some cautions. Because we, as a defense, against the run, let's just face it, this Bears run defense has not really been that good all year, as the Bears rank 26 as a defense against the run, But they're middle of the pack against the pass, that has been kind of slipping last couple of weeks, whether it's been the injury. I think Jaquan Brisker's concussion, I think, plays a big part as to why the Bears have been slipping as far as their pass defense goes. And Jaylon Johnson, I think the Bears are gonna have him try to go with Jordan Jefferson as kind of what they did in the very first matchup. Because in that very first matchup, they limited Jordan Jefferson, but the problem was everybody else ate. Whether it was Jordan Addison or whether it was TJ Hawkinson, both of those guys had tremendous games because Jaylon Johnson did a phenomenal job on Jordan Jefferson. So we're going to have Stevenson step up a little bit and make some of those plays. And we're going to have this safety position, whether it's Byard, who I still think is playing some solid football, or Hicks or Owens, whoever's in the game is going to have to play better. And I think you're going to have to, I'm not going to say hide, but make the quarterback have less time by getting pressure. Now, we know Cam Robinson filling in for Christian Darrisaw, who went down a couple of weeks ago. Dalton Weisner, Bradbury, Brian O'Neill. That is a very solid offensive line that the Minnesota Vikings possess. But Javon Dexter, I'm still a big fan of what he's been able to do. And I think it's more of rushing the quarterback with him than it is run defense, because our run defense has kind of been bad. Pickens is going to have to step up. Edwards and Edmunds, we know what the linebacker core can do, but I think we're going to have to be better against the one, because the way Minnesota has some of those play-action plays, they take their shots deep with Addison and Jefferson. You're going to have to be stout against the run. And you got to kind of make them a one-dimensional football team. Despite them really throwing the ball well, I think once you start to figure out what they like to do, once you start to figure out Sam Darnold and get pressure on them, I think when you talk about this Vikings team, they're not a team that likes to run the football. They rank 17th as an offensive running the football. They're not the best run football team. You know, the Bears are not the best run defense, but I think running the football is something that the Vikings are going to do or try to do, and the Bears are going to have to find ways to stop it so you can slow down some of those play-action plays, and they won't be as effective because you're not getting those 5-6 yard gains of running the football, which you're going to bring those linebackers to commit more against the run, and that is when Minnesota takes their shots down the field. And that is something that the Bears are going to have to find a way to limit in a ball game where you're, let's just say it, this Bears team is a little bit less talented than Minnesota. They've been losing a lot. So you're going to have to get some small victories in order to get a big victory, especially with an offense like Minnesota that when it gets hot, it is one of the harder offenses to stop when everything is clicking. But with all that said, my pick is going to be, I think you guys know where I'm going with this. I'm going to pick the Minnesota Vikings in this game with a score of 24-14. I personally, it's just this Bears team starts out so slow, and then the Vikings are a team that when they catch fire, can catch fire. I think starting off too slow is going to hurt us again in a ball game like this. No more of those miraculous hope moments that we had against Minnesota the first time. I don't think that's going to happen. The Bears are going to struggle running the football, in my opinion, especially with the injuries and especially with this offensive line has just not been playing well. And especially last week when they needed to get committed to it, they just not committed themselves to a running game. I do think Caleb Williams is going to have a really solid game, but their start slowing, I just don't think it's going to be the Bears bouncing back from that. And then as far as the defense goes, I think the Vikings are going to come out and they're going to run the football, and I think they're going to be a little bit more effective with Jones and Cam Akers. And I just don't see the Bears really catching up scoring-wise, especially as an offense where, let's just face it, the Bears offensively just don't have leads. So you got to play it a different way, and that plays right into Minnesota Blitz's hands on their defensive side of the ball. So I just think the Bears, it's just not going to be enough to win this ball game, and I'm picking Minnesota 24-14. But that's all I have. Make sure you guys leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Like, subscribe, share all that good stuff, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.